first before I start. I walked through a county courthouse square. On a park bench, an old man was sitting there. I said, "Your old courthouse is kind of run down." He said, "Nah, it'll do for our little town." I said, "Your old flagpole has leaned a little bit, and that's a ragged old flag you got hanging on it." He said, "I have a seat." And I sat down. "Is this the first time you've been to our little town?" I said, "I think it is." He said, "I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that ragged old flag. You see, we got a little hole in that flag there when Washington took it across the Delaware. And it got powder burned the night Francis got key, sat watching it writing, say, 'Can you see?' And it got a bad rip in New Orleans with Packingham and Jackson tugging at his seams. It almost fell at the Alamo beside the Texas flag that she waved on. She got a cut with a sword at Chancellorsville. She got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, and the South blew hard on that ragged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp and low a time or two. She was in Korea and Vietnam. She went where she was sent by Uncle Sam. She waved from her ships upon the Brenny foam, and now they've quit waving her back there here at home. In her own good land, here she's been abused. She's been burned, dishonored, denied, and refused. And the government for which she stands is scandalized throughout the land. And she's getting threadbare and wearing thin, but she's in good shape for the shape she's in. Because she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, and we take her down every night. We don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up tight. On second thought, I do like to brag, because I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag. I've got an uncle been doing a lot of genealogy lately. Haven't been able to talk to him, so I can't tell you today the names. But in that document, the Declaration of Independence, I've now learned through his research, 3 of those names is my family. I can trace my family to the Declaration of Independence and the founding of this nation, and to the Constitution that it is founded upon. Hillary Clinton said a few weeks ago, ABC Sunday Morning News, every right is subject to reasonable restriction. But I've looked in this and it ain't there. October 1st, I sat in the Big Mac building on the other side of this one. Joint Performance Review Committee was hearing. DHS, Department of Human Services, Chief Legal Counsel, under sworn oath, stated, and I was shocked, that you're in my right to share our unfair custody cases. Their policy disallowed it. Senator Alan Clark asked, "But don't the parents have the First Amendment right of freedom of speech?" He says, "No, their policy overrides it." They asked Attorney Joe Churchwell to approach the witness table to return to it. Joe Churchwell turned to Mr. Sterling and asked, "Are you telling me, Mr. Sterling, that your policies of the Department of Human Services override the parents' freedom of speech?" He said, yes, it does. Mr. Churchwell said, "So you're saying that your policies override the Bill of Rights. He said, yes, it does. Constitutional attorney Joe Churchwell looked at the chair, Senator Alan Clark, his co-chair, Representative Cam Hammer, and he said, Your Honor, nothing overrides our Bill of Rights.
That's right.
Last year I was convicted of harassing my ex-wife, her pastor, and her lawyer. I'm not guilty of that charge, and it's pending appeal right over here. They said my social media postings was harassment. My blogs. This is my press pass. I'm chair of the Arkansas Government Watchman PAC. We are watching. And we are reporting. One judge asked me, who do you watch? I said, judges, prosecutors, law enforcement, elected officials. Our watchmen are watching statewide, and they are reporting back. He said, who do they report to? I said, well, mostly to me. He said, who do you report to? I said, the people via social media. He goes, oh. When it sunk in, we are reporting to we the people. And we the people are taking our government back. We're taking our courts back. We're taking our legislature back. I stood just inside those doors on November 5th and filed for the Arkansas State House of Representatives in District 9. Why? Because nobody inside that building would listen to me. My state representative wouldn't. My state senator wouldn't. There was a few that would, but they couldn't do anything because they don't represent me. And I'd seen enough. I'd heard enough. I'd had enough. The Republicans had nobody to run, so I stepped in. My opponent died. God rest her soul. A few months ago. And the Democrats of Southeast Arkansas picked the child welfare attorney, the DHS attorney, that had been my burr under my saddle and the cause of my various complaints for over 4 years. They made this race very personal. I have 5 children, custody of 2. I'm unfit to be a parent of 3 or to have visitation, but it's okay for me to have 2 of them. They don't get to see their sibling. How much is justice worth in this nation? How much did they pay the judge? Many of us fight these pro se because we can't afford lawyers. A few weeks ago, the Democrats sued me to get me out of the race. I'm still fighting. My name's on the ballot. They say the votes won't count. I filed new litigation. I'm suing the parties involved, the county election commissions and so forth, county clerks, and the judge. He recused. Couldn't get the judge's dinner off my case, so I filed a 42 U.S.C. 1983 federal complaint, pro se. All judges in Southeast Arkansas have now recused in all matters. Judges across the nation are getting sued by parents. Not lawyers, parents. Now the courts are throwing the suits out, but it's disqualifying the judges. I have seen the pain in my own eyes, in the eyes of the only living biological grandparent of my children, who does not get to see some of her grandchildren live 3 miles away. There has now been 20 DHS investigations into my ex-wife's abuse. Each time, no preponderance of evidence. But her friend, director of DCFS, Cecile Blucher, is now gone. I learned on the evening of November 5th, right down there, on a phone call with a member of the media that they had been friends for decades. We've now lost the Deputy Chief Legal Counsel, Deputy Chief Legal Counsel Lisa McGee resigned this year. She's gone. We still need Major Ron Staten gone. Crimes Against Children, Arkansas State Police. We need laws in this state for grandparents' rights, parents' rights. We need more funding for parent advocates, for those that can't afford one. We need child advocates, ad litem, that actually represent the children and not the state. I have seen the inside of DHS, and it is nasty, and it is dirty, and it is corrupt. I started fighting in 2005 when Oklahoma took my children without evidence and held them for 2 years. I'm the only parent ever to receive a public order out of a child maltreatment case. Judge in Arkansas attempted about 2 years ago to remove it from the internet and failed. You go to my Facebook page, I've got the link there. It doesn't look like very many are here today. But there are thousands of us in Arkansas just like us. There are hundreds of thousands of us across this nation. And if we will bind together, we will stand together, and we will fight, we will win this battle of unfair custody cases. It's going to have to be won at the ballot box, and it's going to have to be won in the courtrooms, and it's going to have to be won inside the state legislatures and inside Congress. Title IV funding by the Social Security Act is unconstitutional and should be removed. The Arkansas Child Maltreatment Act is unconstitutional and should be removed. And it can be. There's a case currently pending in this county against that Child Maltreatment Act is victorious. We have Attorney Joe Churchwell to thank for that. He has been an advocate for the children. He has been an advocate for the parents. He has took on this system and brought it to the attention of the legislature. I have great appreciation for the Joint Performance Review Committee. They unanimously voted a month or so ago to subpoena a judge in this county to come and be questioned under oath. They said you don't have the authority to do that. They say they do, the law says they do, and they will have that judge before their committee. You've got an unfair custody case, go to your state legislature member. If they won't listen, go to your state senator. If your state rep, your state senator won't listen, contact Senator Alan Clark, Representative Kim Hammer, Senator Linda Collins Smith, Representative David Meeks, Senator Jason Raper. Call every one of them. Email them till somebody listens. Now the problem we have right now is DHS says the legislature can't know what the legislature knows because the legislature will not let the legislature know what the legislature knows. If you didn't catch up with that, basically that means if a member of the legislature learns of your case, anything they learn, even if you tell them, if they learn it from DHS, they're forbidden, according to the definition of DHS, by federal law, to ever tell anybody, including other members of the legislature. I've been reading this little booklet, and apparently they left that part out of this, that the legislature can't know what the legislature knows. It's not in the Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble, or to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Parents, grandparents, that is your permit to tell everyone who will listen about the unfair custody cases you have been involved with. DHS says you can't post it on social media. A judge says you can't post it on social media. If Congress can't make a law, neither can the judges, neither can this state legislature, that removes your right to tell the truth of what's happened in your custody cases. Your children have the right of freedom of speech to tell. And if we will join together, we will fight this and we will win this. Thank you very much.